stories about Dergahs and Dervishes and Khalifahs and all this. Like, are these stories true or are these just stories?
If you're going to read in any book that you see, it is, you've heard it before from Shaykh Efendi, it is true. If you hear it and it's saying something that is other than what it's saying, then put a question mark to that. For example, you may hear a story about Nasruddin Hoja. Okay? In one famous story, Nasruddin Hoja, he was sitting with some friends and he called a little kid, like a little boy, maybe about the age of, Nabil, how old are you? 11 years old. He says, come. And he says, this is a pitcher, take some water. He says, but don't you dare break the pitcher, understand? He says, come here. So he smacked him, in our tradition, back of the neck. You understand? And pull his ear just a little bit. Like you see Shaykh Efendi doing. You see me doing time to time. Then his friends is saying, Hoja, why are you hitting him? He's saying, the kid didn't even break anything yet. The Hoja is saying, it's better to hit him before he breaks anything. If he breaks something, what's the use of hitting him? But it's not hitting, you understand? It is to, like that. Somebody who does something like that to you, like a father, grandfather, it's a show of affection. Like, but if you hear the same story, and if you hear Hoja is calling a 5-year-old girl to come and tell her, carry this and bring water, but don't you dare break it, he says, and to remind her, he took his big stick, not like this stick, stick like this stick, and beating that girl until her legs swollen like this, and the friends asking, Hoja, why are you beating her? She didn't even break it. Well, what's the use of beating her after she breaks it? To know that story is twisted. You understand? So you have to use your own intelligence too. Understand? It's important. If you hear the story of Ibrahim ibn Adam, for example, Ibrahim ibn Adam, he was a righteous king. He was doing everything correctly. He was ruling correctly. He was loved by everyone. And he was always thinking about his Lord. And one day he was thinking in his room and he looked up at the ceiling, and the ceiling was made, his roof was made from glass, clear, that he could see the skies. And he saw an old man there on top of his roof, and he's asking, I'm making the story very short, and he's asking, old man, what are you doing on top of my roof? Thinking, how can he escape from all the security and everything? The man is saying, I'm looking for my camel. Ya Ibrahim. So he dared to say that kind of thing to a sultan. He was ruling all that area of Samarkand and Bukhara. He was very powerful. He was very righteous. And Ibrahim ibn Adam saying, how can you find a camel on top of my roof? He says, it is easier for me to find a camel on top of your roof than for you to find Allah surrounded in your luxury. But if you hear someone saying, Ibrahim ibn Adam, he was a very evil king, he was a very cruel king, he was a very lustful king, he did everything wrong that you can think of, he did. And one day he was sitting with ostrich feathers. I don't know how they came about. Sitting with ostrich feathers, and he said, hey man, what are you doing up there? I'm looking for my camel. Why are you looking? You cannot find that. They say, easier for me to find a camel up here than for you to find Allah. Then you know something is wrong somewhere. You understand? So use your intelligence. This is why you need a guide, because you get a whole lot of information out there, maybe even a whole lot of knowledge, but if there is no filter, you're going to be in trouble. Understand? The book, 1001 Nights, am I recommending people to read it? Not really. It has some stories. Because in the past, especially during the time of the, that was Abbasi, you know? In the time of the Abbasi, later Abbasi, okay, or the time of the Umayyas and the Abbasis, and that was written in Arabic. There was great progress that the Ummah made, great progress in dunya. Very big progress they make in dunya. That is a time when they discover so many things, they develop so many things. The Muslim civilization was light years ahead of any other civilization in the world. But it was dunya. It was dunya. It wasn't so much akhirat. But Allah is fair. Whatever you chase after, whatever you step on your ego, whatever you put your discipline in, whatever it is, even if it is wrong, He will reward you. You want to be a thief, you're really good at that, Allah will reward you. You become the best of thieves. You understand? So, that book, so many weird things also in there. And at that time too, because it was just a few hundred years after the Holy Prophet ﷺ, so it was very lazim, it was very common for anything that you're doing, you have to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. These days, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, people think it's only Quran. Yeah? Only Quran. In the old days, they're going to do anything, they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Even in a book like that, they're going to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Which means not only they're saying that, they're going to take stories from the Anbiya, stories from the awliya, they're going to put also in to tell their own stories. You understand? And that was also to teach other people, because that is the language that they understand. Those kinds of stories they really like. So they use that kind of story to teach some spirituality, but it is for different people. It is not for those ones who are already on the way. Because 1,001 nights, it is the number of nights that the murid of the Mevlevi order, especially, other orders they're doing it also, that they have to undergo certain riyada, certain exercises, spiritual exercises, that for 1,001 nights over maybe close to 3 years, they go through certain exercises. I'm not going to say which one it is. It doesn't matter. We don't have to know too much of these things. It doesn't apply to us too much. So, inshallah, if you are reading anything and asking for support and reading with the support of your Shaykh and with the eyes of your Shaykh, even if something that is not good, you're going to find something good in that, and the things that are not good is not going to affect you. Understand? Inshallah. Yeah. Fatiha.